Alright, so we're back and we're going to do the stuff that's on this coffee table. And I was figuring out, how to show you how to do this, and I'm hoping that most people would know how to make something this simple anyway. But if not, this is what I would do. If I wanted to get a good outline of this, normally I would take this picture in a Photoshop and just cut this out and then bring the picture back into 3D Max. But what I'm going to do is right click it, save image, and I've already done it already here, this image right here. So just save it to your desktop or something, and then open up Max and hide everything but that coffee table, or not the coffee table, but the end table here. Alright, go into our front view, and what I'm going to do is create a plane. So grab a plane and just stick it right here, and to see it in shaded, hit F3. Alright, and then we'll hit M for the material editor and go to the next one over, and we'll click this little box right here for diffuse and go up to bitmap and choose that image right there and drag it onto here, and then click this little checkerboard box, and now we can see it. So what we're going to do now is just some creative scaling. Just hit R and just start scaling this up a little bit bigger and getting it into place. And I think what I'm going to do is just roughly get that coffee table, or I keep saying coffee table. I don't even drink coffee. Coffee shouldn't even be in my vocabulary. Alright, so just get this end table roughly the same size, something like that. Maybe a little bit smaller than that because of the picture is just a little bit different perspective. So just get roughly into a position right here, something like that. That looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit too tall, but that lamp looks pretty darn tall. And we can always scale it down a little bit later if we need to. Alright, so doing that, let's go to our little splines here and click line. And we're going to get a rough outline right here. So I'm just going to follow this up, click, and I'm going to click here and then go up, click, and then over. Up, click like that, something like this. And most of the top part where the light bulb goes is going to be hidden under this shade. So I'm really thinking we can get away without modeling anything underneath the shade. And even when we light it, I think the shade will be lit in a way that won't show anything underneath it. Okay, let's see here. Let's go to editable spline on this. If I start talking weird, it's because I kind of just woke up and, maybe I do need coffee. Alright, so what I'm going to do is select these, click fillet, and just drag it up like that. So I'm going to select these two, drag them up like that. This creates a nice little smooth transition, and like that. So we have that. That looks pretty decent. I'm actually going to get in here too and do the same thing, but not as much, just a little bit, so it's not so sharp in here. Like that. Alright. And with that done, I'm going to go out into my perspective view and click the image plane and take it back some. Alright, and then select the spline. And then what we're going to do is go up into our modifier list, hit L for lathe, and enter. And it creates this nice, beautiful, ugly thing. If it's all black, it's like two things. It could be because the default is black on it, or that the normals are flipped. But since I can see like a specularity, like this little glare, that means that the normals are correct, they're facing out. If I click this, you can see everything's just pitch black, and that's right. So you might want to click this. I have weld core automatically checked too, but for this it doesn't matter because we didn't draw a line. And I'll show you. We didn't draw a line that starts from here over. And And what weld core would do is weld the center point so there's no little gap in there. Alright, so next thing I want to do is just grab this axis right here, go back into my front view, and pull this out, roughly fitting. So we have it like that. Hit M and take this first material and just drop it on there. And then we have a lamp. The basic beginning of our lamp. Might even need to be just a little bit thicker. Yeah. I don't know, something like that. That's fine. Alright, the segments are 16. Hit F4 so you can see all the lines in here. And you can see that it's got this little double right here. If we show our vertex right here, I want to weld that. Weld the little center point, because it's creating those little double edges. If I can show end result, you could see this double edge right here. So I just select that vertice and hit weld, and it clears that up for us. So I think I'm going to leave it like that. 16 edges, 16 segments. Yeah, that's fine. Right click it, convert to editable poly, and be done with that. I'm going to go back into my front view, and actually my quad, I'm going to leave it up in 4. I'm going to go over here and create a cylinder around the center point right here, and drag it up. I could have did a cone. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a cone and do that instead. So I'm going to drag it up like so. What that'll do is create us like a lampshade. Should be something like that. Alright, I'm going to go into its properties. Let's see, radius 1 increases the bottom, radius 2 will increase the top, and then the height, of course. Have it come out like that. We got to give way for perspective. I can't just drop it down here like that. This is a perspective picture, and you know, looking off at it, kind of up and down, and we're looking at it straight on. So we got to be careful on, you know, how big we make it and whatnot. We can't follow the picture exactly. Alright, something like that, I guess. Then we have that. I'm going to put that gray material on it. There we go. That looks good to me. Segments are fine. 24 sides, that's good. Right click and convert it to an editable poly. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to right click, or I'm going to click both of these, do an extrude or an inset. Yeah, I'm going to do an inset. About, I don't know, let's say not very thick, but you know, thick enough. And then with those still selected, what I'm going to do is hit bridge, the options, make sure that it works fine, that is. Seems to work okay. Click OK there. I'm going to scale it down a little bit, see what that does, what that looks like. And that should be fine. Probably didn't even have to scale it any, but why not? If you want to make sure that it's not a very sharp edge down here, we can select this and do a loop, and even the top if we want to. Right, I keep saying right click, but don't right click it. Just click it, hold control, and then loop it, and then we'll do a chamfer on it. Very, very minute chamfer. There we go. F4 to get rid of the edges, and now we have that. And what we'll do is we'll texture it in a way that gives it some kind of a look and feel to it. We won't model that in. So there we have a lamp. I'm going to select both of these and move them over some. Make sure that it's sitting on the table. F4 so I can see. Alright. So we have that. And while we're here, might as well just do this vase right quick. Be very simple. We're going to do it the same exact way we did before. So up. One click there. Click here. Basically, I'm going to draw the inside of it. I just zoomed in with the middle mouse button. Hit the I key, the letter I key, to do this. I'll just close the spline right there. Right click it and convert it to an editable spline. Hit 1 to bring up your vertices. And I'm just going to select both of these and do the same thing, the little fillet. That round look. And I'm not sure if I want to go all the way with it. I kind of like that. But then again, it takes away from that bulge area right there. So I'm just going to do that right there. Leave that hard. Come up here, and this is pretty hard too. But what I'm going to do is fillet the outs. I'm going to fillet both. Why not? Just a small bit. Keep it from looking really, really sharp. Okay, I'm going to go up to the lathe, hit enter. Basically the same thing as before, just grab your axis, drag it over like that, flip the normals, there we go. Add this default, I'm going to bring it down so that it touches the, I don't want to do that to the axis, I want to do it to the line. Just bring it down so it touches. Alright, hit Z to zoom in on that. Make sure it's not penetrating the thing. There you go. If I hit F4, you can see it's pretty smooth. Might want to make it smoother by adding more edges to it. And go up to 20. It's got this round. You could always take it down to 8 and add a turbo smooth at render time. And if we click this and hit T for turbo smooth and hit enter, you can see then we can do our iterations up to 2, and at render time it'll be perfectly smooth except for this little part right here. But I don't know. I think I'm just going to let the segments do that for us. Just take it up to about 24 segments. From a distance it'll look good. Alright, it does have a hole there at the bottom. I'm not too concerned with that right now, and I don't think I will be concerned with that. I think it'll be fine without closing it. So I'm going to delete this picture. I'm going to take this, let's just call it lampshade. Might as well start naming some things really fast. Lamp bottom. Take both of them, group them into what's called lamp. Take this, we'll convert it to an editable poly. Call it vase. There we go. Alright, unhide all, and we can see that our living room is starting to really come together now. Alright, so in the next video I think we're going to start doing the detailing, the decor that's sitting on top of this coffee table right here. So stick around, I'll wake up, talk a little bit better, and see you then.